What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Your guy, Cody here. Probably should be asleep at this point, but I am basically burning the midnight oil. Didn't get to bed till about 2 a.m. last night doing some stuff for the channel. But here we are. Probably should be taking a nap at this point, but I had to talk about this topic today of this video. So obviously we are less than 24 hours from the end of the 2024 NFL draft, and Pro Football Focus released their draft grades for each of the 32 teams in the NFL. And the Indianapolis Colts got some pretty glowing reviews from PFF. And so I'm going to break down what they had to say about each and every one of the Indianapolis Colts draft picks in this draft. But before we do that, I just want to remind you guys this episode is presented by PrizePicks. So be sure to visit prizepicks.com or use their mobile app. When you sign up, use the code BTJ to earn a $100 deposit match. So, guys, let's jump right into this. This is according to Pro Football Focus. They gave the Indianapolis Colts, with all of their draft picks, an A+. Now, the Colts were only one of 4 teams to receive an A+ grade from PFF. And I know some people, when they hear PFF, they don't really take a lot of things into account. They don't take some of the things seriously with PFF. So take it as you will. Take it with a grain of salt. But I wanted to kind of read their reasoning for each and every pick and why they gave the Colts an A+ for their draft in total. So we'll start with the Colts' first pick in the first round, pick number 15, Laiatu Latu. This is what they had to say about him. They said the first defensive player comes off the board. Latu is the most productive pass rusher in college football over the past 2 seasons with UCLA, leading all qualifiers in PFF pass rush grade with a 94.5 and pass rush win rate 23.1. If there weren't for the medical red flags, there's a good chance that he would have been viewed as a consensus top 10 prospect in this class. So they were very high on Latu. I believe at the time when they made the pick, they gave it an A+ for the Latu pick. Going to Adonai Mitchell in round 2. They had this to say about the Texas product. They said, Mitchell will immediately provide Anthony Richardson with another weapon opposite Michael Pittman Jr. He's an immediate impact player in the red zone with his size and body control, and he brings incredible hands. Mitchell dropped just 1 pass over the past 2 years on 103 targets. So that's their 2 guys. Obviously, very high praise for both of those players. Now, moving on to round number 3, the Indianapolis Colts took Matt Goncalves out of Pittsburgh. They said this. They said a potential swing lineman. Goncalves played both right tackle and left tackle at Pittsburgh and posted a 75+ grade in each of the past 2 seasons. However, his limited lateral agility may make him a guard in the NFL. The Colts value versatility on their offensive line, offers solid depth from day one with potential to develop into a starter down the road. So they view it right now as a swing tackle, but a guy that has a lot of ability, especially if he kicks into guard, they believe he could be a quality starter down the road. Now, obviously, pick 4, we'll move to Tanner Bortolini out of Wisconsin, the center. It said they had this to say about Bortolini. They said he allowed just 1 sack and 11 total pressures from 479 pass blocking snaps in 2023. He earned a 77.6 PFF pass blocking grade on true pass sets, ranking 8th among centers in this draft class, and could be a long-term starter on the Colts interior. Moving on now to round number 5, of course, the first of 3 round number 5 picks here for the Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Gould out of Oregon State. They had this to say about Gould. They said, at just 5'8", Gould is a smaller receiver, but he has true field tilting, long speed, and bursts off the line of scrimmage, giving the Colts a potential high-ceiling, deep threat with the ability to make an impact in the return game. He posted a career-high 711 receiving yards last season and has a 90.4 punt return grade since 2022, which ranks 5th in the Power 5.
As we said, guys, today's episode is sponsored by PrizePicks. Now, what is PrizePicks? PrizePicks is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. Instead of battling against thousands of other players across platforms, you're basically picking 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you're choosing more or less on those stat projections to be able to watch those winnings roll in. It's very easy. Do you guys want to play along at some of PrizePicks' favorite players like rapper Meek Mill and UFC fighter Sugar Sean O'Malley? Well, if you guys sign up today, you can find the community plays under the promos tab of the app to view the entries of some of the biggest names on the platform and be a part of that as well. You can now win up to 100 times your money on PrizePicks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into $1,000 just like that with NBA, NHL, and college basketball entries today on PrizePicks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. Like a lot of other things, guys, they also offer injury insurance, so your entries stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. So if someone exits the game in the first half and does not return in the second, that player projection won't count against you and the rest of your entry stays live. So it's great bounce back for that one. What I love about the app as well, guys, is it's not just sports like NBA, NHL, football, and tennis, and baseball, and all these other things, but there's also a lot of others that go into it as well. If you like to place entries on video game situations like Call of Duty, CS2, Apex, if that's something that appeals to you, there's a wide variety of sports and video games and everything else that you can place entries on. And I love how expansive it is. Even just looking at the NBA, there's entries you can make with turnovers, with points. You can do combo deals, dunks, field goals attempted, all of these different things. So there's just so many different ways to make money off of these entries. Be sure to download the app today and use code BTJ for a first deposit match up to $100. Again, download the app today and use code BTJ for a first deposit match up to $100. Again, it's sponsored by PrizePicks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy.
Of course, moving on to the second of the Indianapolis Colts draft picks here at pick 151, linebacker Jalen Carley's out of Missouri. This is what they had to say about him. They said, while he'll need to improve his tackling, he had 21 missed tackles in 2023. He has an intriguing all-around game. He posted an 88.4 pass rush grade last year while notching 2 interceptions and 4 pass breakups in coverage. And then, of course, the final of the 3 fifth-round picks for the Colts, pick 164, Jalen Simpson out of Auburn, the free safety. This is what they had to say about him. They said Simpson is an undersized safety at 182 pounds and started his career at cornerback before moving to safety at the end of his Auburn career. He's coming off the highest graded season of his career as he put up an 87.4 PFF coverage grade in 2023. Simpson was particularly effective in the deep role, earning an 85th percentile coverage grade as a free safety a season ago. And then, of course, the last 2 picks for the Colts. First one in round 6, pick 201, Micah Abraham out of Marshall. They had this to say about him. Abraham brings plenty of experience after logging more than 3,000 defensive snaps in 5 seasons with Marshall. While Abraham was productive, 10-plus forced incompletions in each of the past 3 seasons, there are questions about how well that will translate to the NFL. He has an underwhelming athletic profile at 5'10" and 185 pounds. And then, of course, the final pick for the Colts in round 7, pick 234, Jonah Lalu out of Oklahoma. They had this to say about him. Is not elite in the pass rushing department, but he was more than serviceable in 2023 with the Sooners, recording 17 pressures on 166 pass rush snaps. After transferring from Hawaii, Lalu was thrust into a much tougher level of competition, and he has held his own. So with all those picks, PFF gave the Colts an A+, like I mentioned. So those were the reasonings behind why, in total, PFF felt like the Colts nailed this draft. They were one of the biggest winners from this draft. Curious what you guys think. Do you agree with PFF's assessment of the Indianapolis Colts 2024 draft class? I personally don't know if I'd go A+, but I definitely think it's high praise considering, there's only one of 4 teams that did get that grade. So curious what you guys think. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Obviously, draft grades, we'll give a draft grade later, but again, you never truly know until the season plays out and you look 1-2 years down the road, then you can actually give a legitimate draft grade. So guys, curious your thoughts overall here. Do you agree with PFF? Do you disagree? What letter grade would you give the Indianapolis Colts 2024 draft class? Let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, guys, been burning the midnight oil with Colts content. Going to try to continue to do that here in the next coming days post-draft, so be sure to have those notifications on and get ready for more content. But, guys, that'll do it for this one. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, guys, go Colts.